one step closer to Italy.
It was bad. I mean, there was roaches, there was all sorts of bad things here. One of the features that actually drew us to this house was this cool window where it's glass around the whole corner. You get a lot of great natural light in the property, and it just is a neat feature that you don't see in a lot of eras of construction.
When we bought the ice house in 2018, there really was no place for us to stay with Harvey and Sambuca. It didn't have any plumbing and no electrical. So when this little house came up for sale just around the corner, we decided it would be a perfect place for an Airbnb that would be friendly for everyone. Something that wasn't available to us when we first moved to Buckeye. But before we could start hosting, there was a lot of work to be done. Starting with removing the existing tenants.
This area right here is where we spent a lot of time. There was a 2-story structure, I don't know what to call it. It was kind of a shed structure mess all in one. There was actually areas where there's 2 levels in it. It was unsafe, it was poorly constructed, everything about it was bad. The structure took a long time to just remove everything and get it all cleared out. This just looks like bare dirt, like we didn't do anything, but we actually spent a lot of time right here making this nice. We graded the whole yard. There's a little bit of unevenness still, but we graded it pretty well. And we did quarter minus gravel here. It really keeps the weeds down. There used to be a really large, nice tree right here next to the doghouse that provided shade. I mean, it came all the way over here, but you know, stuff happens. We had a storm. So this area looks really clean and simple now. It was far from that when we first started. This roof actually came out probably to about right here. This part of the structure was original. At some point, someone decided they wanted to build onto it, and they built all the way out to the edge of this concrete pad here. It wasn't really usable. It was poorly constructed, probably without permits. And so we just took all that junk off, took it back to the original structure where this was. We repurposed all the siding as much as possible, but I did sew in some new bits of the siding. Part of our thing is going with the era of the building and really honoring what it is, what it was, and what it should be. It's a 1-level home here in Arizona. It's called Atomic Ranch style. It was really, really bad condition. Here in the bedrooms, we just went simple, white walls, cleaned them up, freshened everything up. And then we kept the old steel windows. Again, we like that look and feel of the original home. Once you change the windows, it really changes the whole look of the building. We did have to replace some of the glass panes, do some work there. But again, the design aesthetic here should all be seamless and flow together and be really that era of the home. This bedroom was right next to the bathroom, so there was a little bit of moisture to deal with and remediate. Again, we kept the period windows, we put in some nice curtains, just your basic cleanup in here. Here I am in the hallway, and we have a period looking fixture. This was something we sourced just on Amazon. You don't have to always find vintage finds, although they are nice. We found some period matching, actually vintage handles, doorknobs. We like going to this place called Building Materials Outlet. We found these really cool vintage looking doors with this little stripe. These doors, I don't remember, they are just ungodly expensive normally, but we didn't pay much for them. So if you look around, you can generally find some really good deals and get the look and feel that you're going for without having to bloat a budget. Kitchens and bathrooms tend to be the most expensive rooms in most homes, and this property was no exception. Unfortunately, there was mold present in here when we bought it, so we had to do a lot of work to remove anything that was moldy, mitigate it, kill the mold. Anyway, it's a whole process of its own. So then we went into all the functional aspects, putting in the sinks and the faucets and the, all the appliances and stuff. There was a closet behind this door. We actually were able to fit in a all-in-one washer dryer combination that also has a condensing dryer. So what that means is, instead of trying to fit this giant 4-inch air duct out of your house, it all goes out through the same drain line. So all we needed was power, water, and a drain. So that simplified the installation a lot because we're already in a bathroom. These work great for small families, or again, for this Airbnb, it worked great. The challenge with a all-in-one is they do take a long time to go through the cycle because they're condensing, right? So they don't have the hot air. Then we put in these nice little, racks and made it nice and comfortable. So there you go, there's our bathroom. One thing we did do is we kept the original cabinets, but we reconfigured and relaid out where a lot of them are, especially on these lower cabinets. This cabinet used to go over here, and then there was a gap, and then there was more cabinets, and so it was kind of awkward. I think the stove was over here, so it was really difficult to get to. So our design style, we were able to use these 1960s glass top and built-in oven that actually came out of the ice house. One thing that's really bizarre is this old microwave. See if I can get it to zoom in right. But it has a little dial and recipes. It's the most bizarre, insane thing. I've got one that does it digitally, but I've never seen one that does it that way. And then I rebuilt this whole corner section by hand and put in a dishwasher here. And then I built the face to just look like the same bank of drawers. So it looked, like the rest of the cabinets. So all of this is new, and the rest is mostly the old cabinets. We're able to repurpose the old sink and get that back up to snuff. And like I say, we really kind of mostly reflowed this kitchen, rebuilt some cabinets, and then found this really cool old school edging and corner edging here. I know everyone wants to do marble and stuff these days, but again, part of our thing is going with the era of the building. So that's why we went with Formica. It was a leading trend in the day. It's a very durable surface. We found this really cool laminate counter, and I think it was Wilson art. And it has this really cool kind of 1960s pattern to it. So we're able to find a cool vintage table to fit in here. This old school 1960s big glass globe actually again came out of the ice house. Unfortunately, at the ice house, previous owners had remodeled it too much and put in some fixtures that weren't to the period. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, where, the ice house is 1920s, that needs a 1920s look and vibe. We don't need to have 1960s stuff in there. And this house is of the era where you would have these big glass globes and this really cool vintage looking fridge. This, Frigidaire. We ran this as a Airbnb for several years successfully. And so that's kind of why we have a smaller fridge here. It doesn't need to be the big, grand, home fridge. It's just for guests. Now when we step into the living room here, you can see a really cool light here. Still LED, still energy efficient. That's part of our other thing. We really like high efficiency, good quality materials. It's not just for looks. Period looking carpet. And then we even found a vintage radio player just to kind of give that whole look and feel.
We hosted the Airbnb for 3 years. We had wonderful guests from around the world and some not so wonderful guests. All in all, we really enjoyed our experience as hosts. But because our goal is to move to Italy, we really needed to focus on getting the ice house ready for resale. Selling the Airbnb gets us one step closer to that goal.